Hey everybody, David here, and I am back with another video. Hopefully you all are doing well, and today we are going to be talking about some luxurious scents. So these are going to be your scents that you would be wearing to something like a wedding or a formal event such as a musical or a play, I guess. That's my example. But these 5 fragrances over here are going to get you set for that occasion. And with that being said, I tried to include some that are on the cheaper side, especially on discounters, but I got some that are on the very expensive side of things. And what do you expect? If you want to smell luxurious, you're going to have a few fragrances that are very high up in price. Now, like I said, I tried to supplement that with some cheaper ones on this list, especially from discounters. And these 5, I feel like, fit this occasion very well. And I want to make it clear from these bottles here, these are ones from my collection, and I want to include ones I had full bottles of. There are some samples that I've recently tried out or I have in the past that I want to get full bottles of, but I just haven't yet. And I probably could have put those in this list because they're pretty luxurious as well. But these are the 5 that I wanted to pick that if somebody came up to me the next day, these would be the ones I would recommend to them if they had some formal event or wedding or even your own wedding. I would recommend these bad boys over here. Now, if you want to know when to wear your fragrances and what occasion a fragrance works best, make sure to check out last week's video about that. I tried to give you a better understanding about when to wear your fragrances. Also, too, I made a TikTok, so feel free to follow that. I'm going to be posting more content. Fragrance-wise, I'm going to be posting short reviews, and then fitness-wise, I'm going to be posting like best exercises, short reviews over supplements, that prime example, to help you out with all that. And I'm also going to be putting it on YouTube for YouTube Shorts. I want to give back to the community for you all being supportive. I want to give you guys more content. I want to keep growing, keep providing the best content I can for my community. Now, with all that out of the way, let's hop into these luxurious scents. So the first one we're going to be talking about today, this is from a house that kind of began my niche journey. Them and PDM and Creed, those were the ones that were getting me into niche when I first started collecting. And I have a lot from this house. Some are not, I will say, not luxurious. They're more powerhousey, but very nicely done fragrances. And with this house, you know you're going to get quality without all their fragrances. And it is no other than the House of Xerjoff, and it is Richwood. It's kind of got a little marble thing on the front. Usually has a big X. Their caps are pretty cool, pretty heft to it, you know, metal. And it got the Xerjoff name up here. But Richwood right here, this is a very nicely done fragrance. Like I said, you're going to get quality when you talk about Xerjoff here. And you know, the funny thing about this fragrance, I'm going to hop into the notes and you're going to notice something. So we got bergamot, black currant bud, grapefruit at the top. We got geranium leaf, rose absolute in the heart. And then the base got patchouli, lavender, musk, amber, and vanilla. As you can tell, not no woods, but guess what the name is? It's Richwood. That's kind of confusing to me. But hey, this does smell like a very high quality, luxurious wood. It smells like a wood. And I will say off the top, I get that bergamot, I get that black currant bud. And then I get a little bit of that orange zest, and I do get a little grapefruit, but mostly I get the bergamot and the black currant. And then the geranium and the rose combined together, and I think that's what gives it the woodsy feel to it. And then the patchouli and the base kind of helps it out, give it a more woodsy smell to it. Because the chord's woody, spicy, sweet, floral, and fruity, and you're getting those florals from the rose and the geranium. And then as this fragrance dries down, it gets a little bit more sweet at the start of the fragrance. It's going to be a little bit more spicy, a little bit more woody, and in the mid, it's going to be getting that woods, and the wood stays there the whole time, but you're going to be getting a little bit more sweet as it dries down because that vanilla comes out in this fragrance here. But Richwood, I enjoy to wear this whenever. It doesn't need to be just luxurious scents. And I will say, everybody, you can wear your fragrances whenever you want. Don't feel like, you know, I pigeonhole this into one area, but these are when they're going to work best. I work in the gym, and I'll be wearing Richwood in the gym, and I like it a lot. That's how much I want to wear this fragrance. And I don't go to very many formal occasions, so, you know, overall I'm going to be wearing Richwood. I'm going to be rocking Richwood. But I just wanted to give you all a list that if you had like some formal occasion coming up, these fragrances would work very well on it if you had it, or you can go out and go get them. So Richwood to start off this list. Second one is from the House of Creed, and I would have went with another fragrance from this, but I only have a sample right now, and this is no other than Creed Viking. I've talked about this fragrance before. Very nicely done fougere. This one's got a little twist on it. A lot of people say it smells like Old Spice, but it's a higher quality Old Spice in my opinion. And this one is just a nicely done fragrance from the House of Creed. I would have went with Royal Oud if I had a bottle of it, but I do not. But this one is gonna do the job for you just as well in this situation. With this fragrance, it's spicy, fresh, woody, citrus, green. Up the top you got lemon, peppermint, asmith, orange, and you got bergamot, pink pepper. I really get that pink pepper off the top, I will say, with this fragrance, and the lemon. And I get a little bit of that peppermint. Those are the three notes I get the most in the opening on this. And then the heart, as you can tell, a lot of these fragrances are going to have some rose. So this has got some rose in it. It's got clove, pimento, jasmine, and lavender. It's got some orris butter too. In the base, you got sandalwood, tonka, white musk, cedarwood, and vetiver. And I will say, as this scent dries down, you're going to get more of the woods. It's going to get more of the, it's just going to be more of a woody scent as it dries down. Kind of in the mid and the opening, you're going to get more of that spicy feel, more of that fresh, more citrus and green. As it dries down, it's going to be more onto the fresh, woodsy kind of aspect of this. But they also have one called Viking Cologne. I really like that one as well, but I wanted to go with Creed Viking. I know it's one of my favorites from the House of Creed, and I really enjoy it. But like I said, if I would have got a full bottle of Royal Oud, that would be in the substitute for this. So Viking by House of Creed is number 2. Now we're going to be hopping into a designer. And before I hop into this designer, don't blind buy these fragrances, everybody, okay? Because this designer is one a lot of people hear stuff about. It was a very high fragrance at one time. So I want you to sample. Make sure to try it. Make sure to see if you like it, because this fragrance has got a note in here not everybody likes. But man, for a designer and this type of fragrance, this would be the first one I'll turn you to for a luxurious scent. And it is no other than Dior Homme Intense. I got a small bottle of it. But man, this iris in here is just very nicely done. It's makeup-y, so you gotta like the makeup-y. It's a little powdery, but it's a little creamy as well, man. Man, I would have put Dior Homme Parfum on here, but that one's hard to get. I wanted to put Dior Homme Intense because it's easier to get out there. And man, this one, it's gonna make you stand out at that formal event. And overall, I enjoy this one. Very good designer from the House of Dior. Or should I say Christian Dior. So, the main accords of this is powdery, sweet, woodsy, spice, and a little gourmandish. I will say with this fragrance, you're going to get a little gourmand feel to it. And with the gourmand feel to this, it's a little bit on the chocolatey gourmandish area, I will say, to my nose. And it might be because of that Iris Absolute that's in the top. In the heart, you got amber seed, and then you got cedar in the base. The cedar is going to tie back to Dior Homme 2020. That's going to, because this is a flanker of that, so that woodsy feel towards at the base of this fragrance, that's what's going to tie back to the OG. And I will say, this fragrance as it starts out, you're going to get that powdery, you're going to get sweet, and you're going to get that spicy and gourmand feel, and then as it dries down, it's going to hop more into the woods. But you got to like your powdery iris to really enjoy this fragrance and appreciate what it is. So Dior Homme Intense, definitely something that's a luxurious scent for sure. Next one on here, this is one from the House of Rochas Parfums, and this one lasts on my skin a while. I will say I do have that difficulty. I don't know if I go nose blind to these Rochas fragrances, but they have a lot of notes in them, and they might just be too strong to my nose. My nose might get weak with this, but this is no other than Rochas Parfums Harrods Parfum Pour Homme. This one is the most expensive one on the list, and it's got a little, I like the cap on these. They got little diamonds on there, and it goes well with the green. As you can tell, a lot of the fragrance juice, don't tag me in the comments for saying juice, but I didn't know what else to say. But a lot of them is yellow. As you can tell, it's a very yellow juice in this. But this one, out of everything, I will say, would be the one that would be most difficult to wear on a day-to-day basis. This one is very luxurious, very high quality, I guess the quality is very high on this. That's what I'm trying to say. This one, if I had the definition, if I had to pick out all 5 of these, most luxurious scent, this one would be the one. But but this one's the most expensive on the list. So the main accords in this, you got spicy, citrus, woody, fresh, green. You got lavender, orange, bitter orange, lemon, lime, and bergamot. As you can tell, a lot of citrus off the top. Base, you got jasmine, rose, geranium, neroli. You got ylang ylang, and then you got violet. And then the base, you got oak moss. You got musk, you got patchouli, you got vetiver, you got cashmere wood, you got juniper, you got lavender, you got galbanum, and you got iris. A lot of notes, and I named them all for you. But in this one, to my nose, I get a lot of that citrus off top, and it's going to be fresh and green as it opens up. And then as it goes down, it's going to get more in that spicy, woody feel. Those florals in the heart are especially going to come out and show you basically that they're there. And in the base, that's where all that woods is, as you can tell, kind of by the note breakdown. Very high quality scent here, kind of what I going back before. Overall, Rochas Parfums does a very nicely done with all of his fragrances. I want to get a sample of a few other ones that he has in his house. They are nicely done, and I give kudos to him for what he does at that house. So Rochas Parfums Herod Pour Homme, very, very good scent for that luxurious occasion that you're looking for. Last but not least, this is going to be the cheapest one out of the list here, out of the 5. And this is a clone of YSL Tuxedo, but I shouldn't say a one-to-one clone. It does smell familiar, this, and here it is. Mustache Eau de Parfum. This one is a big honking bottle, as you can tell. And this one right here is a fragrance. It's 125 milliliters, so 1.4 or 4.1 ounces. And I got this for like $35 from discounters, and this smells very luxurious for that price. This is a very nicely done fragrance, and it's more of a winter and fall scent. I will say not very much citrus in here at all, not very much freshness, but this is going to get you close in the designer realm to that tuxedo. There would be other scents I would recommend that are more ones-to-ones to that fragrance, such as a clone called Maison Alhambra the Tux. That one would be closer to the tuxedo, but this one for a designer, it's going to get you in that realm. I will say, let me move these all closer together, get everything in the picture there. But this one, at the top, you got orange, pink pepper, you got cedar, here again we got the rose, and then you got benzoin and patchouli in the base. This one's spicy, sweet, woody, floral, and oriental. And I will say with this one, it's going to be off the top, it's going to be more oriental, more sweet. And then as the fragrance dries down, it's going to get a little bit more spicy, a little bit more woody with that cedar coming out. The pink pepper is going to be at that top, but I feel like the pink pepper, as you keep going, it's going to get a little bit more into that spicy realm. And then when that rose combines that with the base notes, I will say, it's going to get you more of that oriental feel with this fragrance. And overall, I couldn't recommend Mustache Eau de Parfum enough. It's a very nice fragrance from Rochas, even though the toilette's very nicely done too. But I always want to go with the Eau de Parfum, and this one will have you smelling luxurious for that special occasion for sure. Now, everybody, here is my 5 for that luxurious occasion. Let me know in the comments down below your luxurious scents, or what, if you want to use one, what do you use for that special occasion? What makes you feel like $1 million, I guess you could say, because these scents all would make me feel like $1 million, and these would be the ones I'd recommend to somebody if they came up to me right now and said, hey, what can I get because I'm going to a wedding tomorrow? I'd be like, all right, I got you. Watch this video, all right? So hopefully you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.